Ladies and gentlemen, the time has come for Streffy listeners all over the world to join in the Chris Strefford Show. Let him take you on a journey into the unknown. Please welcome Chris Strefford.
Good evening, world. It's all downhill from now on after that opening. Tongue-in-cheek. Don't take it serious. 24 hours to go to live sounds of Martin Hovden. 48 hours to go to Russ and Sheila and their brand new show on this radio station. And there may be 72 hours to go to Mark the King Rocker. I think so, anyway. Now try and contain yourselves. There's a local group in Southport, you know, called Slick Cupid. They've had an EP out recently. This is called Save Me. Good evening to all members of Slick Cupid. We support Slick Cupid on this radio station. Five-way tie on Battle listeners at the moment. Don't forget the Harry Potter questions. Save Me by Slick Cupid. They're from Southport. They once appeared on my show in the Indoor Market. They've appeared on Martin's show many times. That's Slick Cupid from Southport. A track called Save Me from their latest EP, which I think has 4 songs on, and it's really good. It's tight, and it's admirable indeed. So, what about Leicester City then? We're going to do a feature here briefly, hopefully, on Leicester City. Oh dear. Jeremy Corbyn, congratulations to Leicester and Leicester supporters. A truly remarkable achievement. That came in today on social media from the leader of the Labour Party. So there we are. What else have we got? Who else has said something about this? David Cameron. Yes, a very safe and conservative kind of quote. But I suppose if you're Prime Minister, you can't be too wacky, can you? Many congratulations to Leicester. This was David Cameron today. An extraordinary, thoroughly deserved Premier League title. Shane Warne, well, he can afford to be a little bit more wacky. Well done, Leicester City. Yeah, you showed all sportsmen that dreams and fairy tales can come true. If you truly believe, amazing story. Congrats. Okay, that's coming in from Shane Warne about the Leicester City thing. Gary Lineker says he can't breathe. I can't breathe, Gary Lineker. Oh dear, sounds like, oh no, I won't say what I'm thinking. Oh yeah, I can't breathe. Rory McIlroy, massive congrats to LCFC. It's been a thrill to follow all season. Well, it has, hasn't it? It's been a remarkable story. And Danny Baker, who's a great radio presenter, got away with words. Stupendous, glorious, life-affirming revenge for the years of fat cat money domination of the people's game. Bravo! Leicester. Bravo, Leicester. Here, here, Danny Baker. What else have we got? James Corden. Oh, I tell you, James Corden, what's he said? Massive congratulations to LCFC. This story has renewed faith in football, in what can be achieved for the so-called small clubs. You never know, Southport might get back in the Football League. And what have we got here? Tony Cruz, who plays in the midfield for Real Madrid. Real, of course, means royal. The Royal Madrid. Huge congrats to Leicester City. What a story. So that will do. Let's have a look at some quick odds, because you know us fellas, I've always been fascinated by numbers. Let's have a look at how Leicester City winning the Premier League at odds of 5,000 to 1 compared to other recent upsets, or some recent upsets anyway. Well, what odds do you think the Faroe Isles were to beat Claudio Ranieri's Greece June last year? Yeah, Claudio Ranieri, a year ago, was managing Greece. The Faroe Islands were 18 to 1 to beat Greece, and of course they did. And do you remember Super Saturday in the London Olympic Games? I was in the Lake District, staying in Keswick, yes, with a certain someone. So what was that, 4 years ago almost? 40 to 1 for Rutherford, Jessica Ennis and Mo Farah to all win goals on that particular day. In 1990, Buster Douglas was 42 to 1, odds which you don't often see. 42 to 1, Buster Douglas to beat Mike Tyson in 1990. And you know the Yorkshireman who just won the Masters, Danny Willett, he was 55 to 1 to win the Masters. And do you remember the Rugby World Cup not that long ago? Japan was 66 to 1. Now, pretty good odds in a 2-horse race, but nevertheless, I mean, you wouldn't expect Japan to beat South Africa, but they did. Was it something like 30 points to 28? It was close, wasn't it? You'd have got 66 to 1 on Japan, beating South Africa at the recent Rugby World Cup. Any Man United fans out there? In 1999, they were 100 to 1 to win the treble, I presume at the start of the season. Goran Ivanisevic, which is not easy to say, Goran Ivanisevic was 150 to 1 to win the, I think he was a qualifier, wasn't he? He was a wild card. Anyway, to win the 2001 Wimbledon singles title, Goran Ivanisevic, he was a left-hander, wasn't he, with a mighty serve. And what were the odds on Germany beating Brazil 7-1 in the last World Cup in 2014? You'd have got odds of around about 500 to 1. But none of these odds are anywhere near the 5,000 to 1. Leicester City winning the Premier League at the start of the season. And, yeah, you'd have got 1,500 to 1, apparently, for Bradford to beat Chelsea in last year's FA Cup, but they did famously beat Chelsea, of course, 4-2. So let's have a bit more of a look at Leicester City, because, you know, this show tries to be current, and you can't get much more current at the moment than Leicester city. So let's have a look at some of the players. So can we get anything vaguely interesting about the players? Well, apparently Kasper Schmeichel, the keeper, Leicester bought him for $1 million. He's now worth 10 million. Kasper Schmeichel travels 180 miles to training each day. That means 90 miles there and 90 miles back, does it? After often sleeping in the back of a Mercedes van. You wouldn't expect that of a Premier League winning goalkeeper, would you? Doing that kind of round trip. But, I think Steve Bruce, who's the Hull manager, he lives somewhere, Birmingham, he lives somewhere in the Midlands. So you do often get managers and players commuting extraordinary distances. Now, Danny Legs 11 Simpson, yeah. Well, he's a card. He used to be he was once a bingo caller while he was doing community service for Assault. That's one of the Leicester players. They really are an extraordinary bunch of players. And it just shows the value of team spirit, perhaps, over individual. What about Wes Morgan, the captain? We were talking about him last Sunday. He's a bit overweight, isn't he? He's got a mass body index of 27.2. And so, according to the NHS, Morgan is definitely overweight. I don't know if he's classed as obese. Extraordinary. Leicester City have won the Premier League, my tooth nearly came out of them, with an overweight captain. And what about Robert Huth? Yeah, well, when he scored the winner at White Hart Lane last January, that was the first goal he'd ever scored away from home, I think. I don't know. Let's go. We go. Well, Danny Drinkwater, who, of course, missed... he's suspended, isn't he, at the moment? He's going to miss the game against Everton, is he, this coming Saturday at midday, is it? Or is it in the evening? Anyway, it's certainly this Saturday. Yeah. Danny Drinkwater, he went to Leicester's Christmas party dressed as a teenage mutant ninja turtle. Nothing wrong with that. Raphael, by the way, if you're interested. He's now worth about 15 million, they reckon, Drinkwater. Leicester bought him for 1 million. You see, and, Kante, for example, Leicester bought him for 5 million. He's now worth 30. These Leicester players have really upped their individual value, haven't they, as a consequence of this amazing fairy tale season. Mahrez, who people rave about, when he was young, he was playing in the 7th tier of football in France. People said he was too skinny. But, of course, the Algerian went on to become PFA Player of the Year, didn't he, this season? Apparently, he didn't even know where Leicester was just at the time of his transfer. He thought they were a rugby club. Leicester, this is extraordinary. Leicester signed Mahrez for 400,000. He's now worth, according to this, 30 million. And, of course, Vardy, they signed him for 1 million. From Fleetwood, of course. And Vardy's, what's Vardy worth these days? 25 million? Apparently Vardy earned £30 a week when he was playing for Stocksbridge Park Steels. And as I keep saying, I remember seeing him playing against Southport on Boxing Day, I think it was 2012, for Fleetwood. And so there we go. And this is an interesting fact about Andy King. Who's probably worth about 3 million now. I think Leicester got him for nought. King was a ball boy at Stamford Bridge when Ranieri was manager of Chelsea. So there we are. So is there going to be a Hollywood film? Is there going to be a Hollywood film about Leicester City's triumph this season? I think there might be. So, what we're going to do here? Who's going to play Nigel Pearson? It could be... Why don't we get Vinnie Jones to play Nigel Pearson, the sort of hard-man manager? Nigel Pearson played his part, of course, in this extraordinary season, in the sense that he was the manager who performed miracles with Leicester City last season when they virtually won every one of their last 9 games to unexpectedly escape relegation last season. So Vinnie Jones, he can play Nigel, yeah. And, who else could we get? I don't know. Gary Lineker, he could play himself, couldn't he, as a celebrity fan. Who's going to play Tinkerman, although he's hardly been the Tinkerman? Willie Thorne, he's a famous son of Leicester, isn't he? And is it the group Kasabian? They're from Leicester. So, I don't know. Encouraging start. Who's going to play Arsene Wenger? It says here, Dame Maggie Smith could play Arsene Wenger. Sorry, Arsene, we're only messing. Oh, my mother won't be happy. She thinks Arsene Wenger's amazing. Oh, yeah, I think she's in love with Arsene Wenger, my mother. Tell you. Anyway, so, we need our... so there we are. They're going to make a film. Who's going to play Jamie Vardy? Who's going to play Jamie Vardy? It's got to be Sean Bean, isn't it? Because Jamie Vardy's from Sheffield, and then Sean Bean from Sheffield. So they're all lining up. Who's going to play Who's going to play Claudio Ranieri? Who knows? Who knows? I tell you, I got a phone call today. It's absolutely true. I mean, we get some extraordinary cold calling, don't we? And news. I mean, I had this phone call. It said, excuse me, it said, sir, have you ever been in an accident that resulted in your death? I mean, have you heard that phone call? I tell you. Oh, dear. I was in a shop, when was it? Last Thursday, I think it was. I was in a shop. And I was looking for some, that stuff that you squirt under your arms, to keep you all sort of, okay for the ladies. You know what I mean? And, this lady, it's absolutely true, in Southport said, is it the ball type? Is it the ball type deodorant you want, sir? I said, certainly not. It's for under my arms, I tell you.
Get ready as we ride with you. Coming soon with MD Travel on Mighty Radio. Every Saturday from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m, join Russ and Sheila for great music and great fun. Every Saturday morning from 10 till 2 for the We're Not Richard and Judy show here on Mighty Radio. Mighty Radio.
It's 8:08 here on Mighty Radio. Good evening to a whole host of people contacting me. Hello to Vicky. She says she's listening and enjoyed the programme, but not actually joining in the quiz. I don't know. And also Andy Robb's listening, and also Elaine. Elaine. I had to refresh the thing in front of me, and then good evening, young man. Thank you so much. Is that coming from Elaine or Malk or maybe Stan the Cat? How are you? Well done to Leicester City. Couple of exclamation marks. Can you please play BETH HART? And that's coming in from Elaine. A couple of you-know-what on the bottom of her message. So there we go. Bill Sloan's requested some April Moon. That's coming up very, very soon. In fact, it's definitely going to be next, unless there's an earthquake in this region. Here we go. Let's move the battle listeners along, because we've got all these joint leaders. Joanne Kathleen Rowling. So J.K. Rowling, the initials stand for Joanne Kathleen. Most people got that one right. Scabbers was the name of Ron Weasley's pet rat. Scabbers, as in SCABBERS. And, of course, Voldemort was the dastardly evil character which, of course, killed Harry Potter's parents. And also, I've just chucked that book on the floor, I tell you. I need more room. I need, shelves so I can put stuff on in front of me. It doesn't happen in a radio studio. You don't get shelves. Right, the next question. Here we go, round 3. Are you pricked? Are your ears pricked? Are your pens poised? Now then, Kev Pete, what's the odds of him listening at the moment? I actually think about the same odds as Leicester City winning the Premier League. 5,000 to 1, Kev Pete's listening. But here's a question which Mr. Fish would probably know. In fact, there's more than probably. What colour are the spots on a plaice, as in a fish? Plaice. What colour? No options. What colour are the spots on a plaice, as in fish? Plaice. Yeah. Don't forget, by the way, Elaine Goy does a marvellous Sunday, very relaxing programme with lots of music to get you in the mood and all that kind of stuff on a Sunday between 10 in the morning and at 1 p.m. Easy, like Sunday morning with Elaine Goy. It's amazing. Amazing programme. Very relaxing. She plays some great music as well. She does. I'm not just saying that. She does. Anyway, how many pairs of ribs does a human have? No options. It's either 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It's one of them. All right. So how many pairs of ribs does a human have? What colour are the spots on the fish, which we call a plaice, as in Plaice? And, your next one. Oh, dear. Oh, I nearly gave it away there with that sound. I hope you didn't hear that sound. What is the popular name for mouth-to-mouth resuscitation? Oh, yes, sirree. So what is the popular name for mouth-to-mouth resuscitation? How many pairs of ribs does a human have? And what colour are the spots on a fish, which we call a plaice, as in Plaice? ICE. I don't know. Cars are to be... Let's do some local news. Because, you know, cars. We're a community radio station. I don't know. Vehicles are being banned from parts of Duke Street Cemetery in Southport. The ban will be enforced from the end of May in a bid to protect paths and grass verges at the site. Well, you can see the reasoning behind this. I mean, if you go to a cemetery and you go to see your loved one, the grave and all that, and change the flowers or whatever, you know, and there's like tyre marks on some grass very close to the grave of your departed loved one, it's not very nice, is it? So, yeah, you need to keep cemeteries looking fairly trim and show respect and all that. Sefton Council will install new bollards, and they will also put some fences up around graves and create a perimeter route with gated access. Now, council officers say that many of the paths are quite narrow, and over time, some vehicles have caused damage to the grass verges and surrounding areas. So this is the cemetery, Duke Street Cemetery in Southport. Yeah, Duke Street Cemetery. That's the cemetery I don't know particularly well. My second wife used to visit the other cemetery on Liverpool Road quite a lot because her mum was buried there. Anyway, from the end of May then, it will mean that visitors with access needs will need to contact the office at Southport Crematorium in advance of their visit, and to arrange vehicle access to Duke Street Cemetery. Call Southport 533 443. 533 443. Southport number, of course, 01704. So cars are to be banned in a bid to keep the cemetery a bit more kind of respectful and so on. I tell you, would you fancy having your legs waxed? I'm talking to the men, not the women here. Well, there's a guy here, Southport man, whose wife and little boy both suffer from a rare illness. He's getting his legs waxed to raise, I'm not sure about money, but to raise awareness for the condition. Neil Puccio's wife Rachel and son Nathan have neurofibromatosis, a rare nervous system disease that causes tumours to grow on the ends of nerves anywhere in the body. Oh dear, how awful. 2-year-old Nathan was diagnosed with this condition in March last year. That's neurofibromatosis. And Rachel, that's the mum, don't forget, said Nathan wasn't walking, and we wanted to know why. He has special needs, and doctors put it down to this, but we pushed for a second opinion. We took him to St Mary's Hospital in Manchester. It's a hospital I know quite well, actually, from my IVF days. And he was given an emergency MRI scan, which showed tumours on his spine. Oh dear, poor little lad, 2 years old. Nathan, who goes to nursery at Lineker Primary School, had an 8-hour operation to have a tumour removed from his vertebrae September last year, I think. Now, Rachel, you've probably seen her without knowing who she is. She's 29. She works at Morrison's in Southport. In fact, yeah, I've probably talked to her without knowing who she was. Was also diagnosed when she was a child. Her mum died from complication caused by this condition, aged only 37. So neurofibromatosis can also affect the development of non-nervous tissues, such as bones and skin. About 50% of people with NF, that's neurofibromatosis, okay, also have learning disabilities, hearing loss. Hearing loss beginning in the teens or early 20s is generally the first symptom. And this is an extraordinary statistic if it's true, and we are trying to highlight here on this radio station, in a very small way obviously, neurofibromatosis. Every day a baby is born in the UK with neurofibromatosis. There are over 25,000 people in the UK with the condition, and as yet, yeah, you've guessed it, there's no cure. There's no cure. There's no cure for diabetes. Is there? Nobody's told me anyway. So there we are. This guy, Neil, will be getting, if you want to go along and give him support or whatever, he's going to get his legs waxed on Tuesday, May the 17th. I believe that's the second leg of the playoffs, at the Sitting Pretty Salon on Liverpool Road in Birkdale. And the owner, Penny Bennett, has kindly offered to do the wax for free. So well done, Penny Bennett, for doing the wax for free at Sitting Pretty Salon on Liverpool Road in Birkdale. Anyway, if you want to find out more, or possibly to sponsor Neil, you can go to justgiving.com/Neil-Puccio, Pucio. But for more information about this little known about problem disease for which there is no cure, neurofibromatosis, all you have to do is go to nfauk.org. So it's nfauk.org. So there we are. That's a terrible, terrible thing indeed. So messages flying in left, right, and also centre. And Bill says, where is he? Bill, try and get his message back. Bill says, what's he saying? He said he saw April Moon yesterday. That'll be yesterday. Was that yesterday, right? I know they were playing the Mason's Arms on Sunday. Don't forget, April Moon are playing at Burkers in Sean Conley's thing with Fee. Burkers, I'm hoping to make my way down there sometime after 5 o'clock when I come off air this coming Sunday. So that's what's that going to be? That's May the 8th. This coming Sunday at Burkers, raising money for the homeless of Southport. There's all sorts of amazing groups and stuff playing. We've got an Elvis Presley impersonator, I believe. I wonder who that could be. We've got Fagash Lil, which is a group I need to meet because I'd like to get them on the programme. And of course, April Moon are playing at Burkers as well this coming Sunday, May the 8th. I hope you can spare some time to support that event.
My name is Michael Kay. Now, if you need great music, the best trivia, dodgy jokes, stuff out of papers, battle of the listeners, etc., etc., you've got to listen to the Chris Stratford Show. Not a lot of people know that. Streffy, I told you, just to blow the listeners' ears off.
Here's a catchy tune from April Moon. They live in Southport.
See you're feeling low. Come sit by me and join the show.
The Sun, the Moon and the Truth album.
We'll play away those blues, then we'll put on our outside shoes.
Jason Moon and Jamie April.
Let's go down to the sea. I'll become you, you'll change to me. My lost year disappears. You look so beautiful when sunlight drips down to the world. It makes your head all shine. I can't believe that you are mine. We built this world for us, and we'll fill it up with sweet, sweet love. My lost year disappears. The end is near of my lost year. I hear the lines behind my ears get deeper and more clear. If happiness has taken over here, we'll spread it out, my dear. The sadness disappears. Someday they'll understand. We'll see them holding out their hands. Enough for everyone. Once they all see what we become. My lost year disappears. My lost year. The end is here.
That's for Bill and April Moon and My Love Shit. Don't forget, if you want to choose any music on this little radio programme, you can. If you course, we'll try and do whatever you want or demand. Fear, I tell you. You know, like, it's May, we're into summer. Well, you know, the May bank holiday for some is the start of the great British summer, maybe. Eccentric summer calendar, all sorts of events. By the way, I mean, yesterday, was the final day of the Rochester Sweeps Festival in Kent. I mean, a country like Britain with such a history, we have got these amazing events. So no wonder people think we're a bit mad here in this country. We have a reputation for being a bit more eccentric than average, don't we? The Rochester Sweeps Festival in Kent has just come to an end. It was running all weekend, of course, over the bank holiday. It was revived in 1980, steeped in heritage, and apparently this involves, it's all to do with chimney sweeps, you see. The Rochester Sweeps Festival, thousands of people taking to the streets to sing and dance, with many dressed up as traditional chimney sweeps. I don't know if you're stricken in years like me, you may have some remembrance. I mean, I remember, I'm desperately trying to remember, in Scarborough when I was a kid, we used to have our chimney swept fairly regularly. Did you? Did you ever have your chimney swept back in the 1960s? And it used to be great as a kid, you know, if you had a couple of mates around, you'd go out into the street and you'd just wait. You see, they'd put all the brush on the top and they'd add a bit more, and then you'd wait for the brush coming out on all that lovely soot polluting the atmosphere. But, I mean, you know, but in Scarborough, what were they called? It's on the tip of my tongue. There was a family who did the donkeys in the summer, and they did the chimney sweeping in the winter. I don't know. Somebody like Eileen might remember who I'm talking about. Hodgson. I think it was Hodgson. Yeah, there was a family called Hodgson in Scarborough. And there wasn't much call for chimney sweeps in the summer, you see, for obvious reasons. People didn't have fun, you know. And so they did the donkeys in the summer, and they did the chimney sweeping in the winter. Now, this festival in Kent originates from the time when chimney sweeps across the county of Kent would put down their brooms and their brushes and look forward to the fire-free summer months ahead. They would also hope to receive a few coins for entertaining locals to help them through the lean months of the summer when few chimneys needed sweeping. I mean, you've all heard of Cooper's Hill, haven't you, in Gloucestershire, cheese rolling. You must have seen it on the telly. I mean, you know, certain broken leg in it. I mean, the Cooper's Hill cheese rolling and wake originally involved a 9-pound wheel of double Gloucester cheese being rolled down a steep hill with participants giving chase. It's rather good, isn't it, in a way, that these sort of traditions continue today, and they're totally off the wall and totally wacky. The winner of the cheese roll is the first person to cross the finish line, presumably without a broken leg, at the bottom of the hill. It's virtually impossible for anyone to catch the cheese, as it is given a 1-second head start, presumably by somebody with a bit of arm muscle, and the cheese has been known to travel at up to speeds of 70 miles an hour. So it's extraordinary, that. And if you want to join in this, you've got to go to Cooper's Hill, which is near Brockworth in Gloucestershire, on Saturday the 30th of May. If you want a website, just go to cheese-rolling.co.uk. So there we are. What else have we got? Well, we've got the Woolsack race in Gloucestershire as well, happening on the same day, actually. A bit of a clash here between the cheese rolling and the Woolsack race. When I was a kid at school, we had sports day. We used to have the sack race. Do you remember? And we used to have the three-legged race. Those were the days. Probably health and safety precludes those kind of events taking place today. But there used to be these old smelly sacks, which, I don't know, maybe contained potatoes hitherto. And, the old sack race. Those were the days. Egg and spoon. Remember that? Egg and spoon race. Anyway, young men showing off to local ladies. Well, this has happened throughout the ages, hasn't it? Young men showing off to local ladies. I'm sure it still happens today. Gave birth to the Tetbury Woolsack races in Gloucestershire. In the 16th century, Tetbury was one of the most famous wool and yarn markets in the country, standing on an important trading route, which I think ran from Oxford to Bristol. Anyway, lads who wanted to show off their strength and attract the ladies, show off their stamina, would run up a 1 in 4 gradient hill carrying a sack of wool in the fastest time possible. No mean feat, I suppose, because the woolsack could have weighed as much as 60 pounds. The annual demonstration of might and macho-ness, or machismo, draws thousands of spectators still today, apparently, many of whom join the participants in a few pints at the Royal Oak or Crown pubs before the spectacle starts. Yeah, I think it's important to have a bit of beer before you do this, running up a 1-in-4 hill with 60 pounds of woolsack on your back, just to show off. But actually, in these more equal and liberated days, women also take part in the woolsack race day. And in fact, today, lots of thousands of pounds are raised for local charities. So if you want to get involved in this, just go to Tetbury in Gloucestershire on the same day as the cheese rolling, I'm afraid. You might be able to squeeze both in on the same day. You never know. If you go to tetburywoolsack.co.uk, Saturday the 30th of May, Tetbury. Now, here is something totally bizarre. An amazing feat apparently took place in a Cheshire village on July the 5th, 1980. Were you there? Which made global headlines. Tom Shufflebotham, as in Ian Botham, Shufflebotham, a local farmer's son. Don't forget, this took place 36 years ago on July the 5th. That stunned the world. Tom Shufflebotham, a local farmer's son, stunned the world by charming. This sounds a bit like snake charming. Charming a total of 511, wait for it, worms out of the ground in just half an hour. Now, ever since, Williston, near Nantwich, has been the location for the World Worm Charming Championships. Amazing! How amazing! And so if you've got nothing better to do on Saturday, June the 25th, you can go to Williston and perhaps join in this extraordinary activity. Each competitor has a 10-foot square plot. So what's that, like 5 foot by 2? Is that right? 10 square foot plot from which they must charm the worms. I don't know. Are they deaf? Can you actually speak to worms? How are you going to charm them out of the ground? Charm the worms over half an hour. Now, charming techniques, it says here, include playing music. I don't know what kind of music worms like, do you? Or causing vibrations. Yeah, what are you going to use for that? Now, don't answer that. No. Causing vibrations that make the worms come to the surface. Whatever next. Yeah. See, you see, that rabbit could come in useful there. Worms may not be dug out of the ground. Oh, yeah, you can't, I mean, you can't just dig worms out of the ground and say, oh, I've got 500 here. No, you can't do that. And also, using water is not allowed. As under the rules, water is considered a drug to the worms. What? I never knew. Drug. A drug to the worms is water. Well, they do like water. When it rains, you get a lot of worms, don't you? When it rains, you get a lot of snails, don't you? And slugs. Yeah. Anyway, today it attracts global interest, and quite rightly too, I think. This is Britain really living up to our reputation of eccentricity, because we're now talking about the World Worm Charming Championships. I think this should be an Olympic event, don't you? Oh, yeah. I think they should bring tug of war back as well. They used to have painting in the Olympics. There's lots of events which have sadly gone out of the Olympics. I think worm charming would be great, be riveting, wouldn't it? In the Olympics, I tell you. Anyway, today this event attracts interest all over the world, with the current record held by a Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I bet that's not their... You see, they're embarrassed. That's not their real name. That's like... Do you remember back in the day when you'd meet a lady and go to a B&B or something for nefarious activities, and you'd sign in as Mr. and Mrs. Smith? That doesn't happen anymore, does it? More liberating. But yeah, I think these people here, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, hold the world record. They managed apparently to charm 567 worms out of their plot in 30 minutes. That's extraordinary. Not using water, and not just digging them up, but just using music or causing vibrations in whatever way possible. Anyway, they're called Mr. and Mrs. Smith. You see, this is it. They're so embarrassed to be involved in such a ludicrous activity that that's not their real names. It can't be. Can't be. And if you want to go to Williston, if you happen to be anywhere near Williston, Cheshire, on Saturday the 25th of June, you might get involved in the World Worm Charming competition. And if you don't believe me, if you think I'm making all this up, if you think it's April the 1st, it's not. Just you now type in wormcharming.com and let me know what comes up. I tell you, what else have we got here? Nettles. Nettle eating. Fancy a bit of nettle eating? Oh, when you get stung by a nettle, there's usually a dock leaf nearby, isn't there? And you just rub the dock leaf on. What's that all about? What's that all about? Nettles. We've all been stung by nettles, haven't we? And it's not pleasant. How about eating nettles? Back in 1,000 years ago, of course, they would probably eat nettle soup or drink nettle soup. Nettle soup was quite popular, I believe, about 1,000 years ago. A physical and mental challenge of a very different kind of flavour is the World Stinging Nettle Eating Championship, which takes place at the Bottle Inn in Marshwood, Dorset. So there we are, Bottle Inn, Marshwood, Dorset. The winner is the person who in 1 hour consumes the most leaves plucked from the stalks of stinging nettles. Oh, never, well, they say, no pain, no gain. I mean, this is masochism. Most participants give up. Oh, what a surprise. Or get disqualified. Apparently being ill or being sick means that you're out of the competition. Being ill breaks the rules. You can't be ill during this 1 hour. Mass consumption of stinging nettles, well, it leaves a very swollen tongue and a rather blackened tongue. So don't try this at home, folks. No, please don't try it. I tell you, don't have spread, though, nettles, done it? When I had an allotment, and of course I've done a lot of gardening in my time, I had big gardens in my time. Yeah, I memean, nettles, you pull them up, they've got amazing roots, don't they, nettles? You pull them right out, and then blow me down with a drinking straw. You get another, they're not easy to get rid of. 1 year, a local chap by the name of Simon Slay munched his way through 76 feet of nettles and claimed to feel no pain. Some trickery afoot there. He's had some kind of anaesthetic put into his mouth or something. I don't know what's going on there. It will come as no surprise that much beer is consumed by those taking part, both before and after the nettle chomping. I mean, oh, there we are, the Bottle Inn, Marshwood, Dorset, Saturday, June the 18th. If you don't believe what I'm on about, just go to bottle-in.net. Bottle-in, as in I-double-N, net. How extraordinary. So, what have we got there? The World Stinging Nettle Eating.
You have been blind. Tell her it's over, and you belong to me. Tell me to come. And like hell, I will run back into your arms, 'cause you belong to me. There's a river on my skin, there's a dragon in the dark, but nothing scares me more than the silence of your heart. If you wanna hold me, if you wanna know me again, if you wanna love me, then take me home. I've been at the bottom, the deep end of the ocean, barely surviving by the dark side of her stream. Tell her you belong to me.
Tell her you belong to me. Your home belong to me. To me.
Informative, local, experimentation is the mother of invention. Expect the unexpected. Streffy on the radio.
Thank you, thank you, thank
you. John Mayall is followed by the Frag Flight Band from Southport. Track from the Remains album called Razor Glass, R-A-Z. Good night, good night, good night. Don't forget to be real nice to each other. Know what I mean? Hope you've enjoyed the show. Big thanks to the one and only Paul Tasker, who keeps this radio station going to a large degree. He should be paid a king's ransom, in my opinion. Buenas noches. Bonsoir. This has been the Eclectic Express. We're not playlisted. We've got a certain freedom. We're not all about making a profit.
Wrong. Distance to know that you knew all along. Head of my hands is long for embrace.
Arlene says, amazing music. Thank you.
Always the wrong time, wrong.
One of the reasons why it's worth doing this program for me.
You're romantic, you never give up.
Because of the freedom to play amazing music that you wouldn't hear on 99% of radio stations. Southport Radio at its very, very best. This is Eclectic Express from Mighty Southport.
Tears of laughter wipe from my eyes. No time for tears, no time to cry. It's what you created unravels undone. As soon as it's over, it's barely begun.
If you're switched off, you've made a mistake. This is the Frank Flight Band from Southport. Music that makes you want to live forever. We're proud of the Frank Flight Band on this radio program. It sounds amazing through the headphones. Hope it sounds amazing wherever you are. Good night. Good night. The headbanging commence.
Little boy, standing tall in the eyes of the raging sun. Staring back from his face into the eyes of that storm. When I cough, when I grows, when it told me no difference. Never know what it's like just not to be me.
Died and gone to heaven. You really have.
too, what have I become? Giving it up is so easy for some. Pour me a drink that'll last me all night. Come tomorrow, I'll be alright. Life of the party, I'll take that and go. You better my soul to come in from the cold. The faceless goes back out the night that is free. The man I once was is not easy to see. And you are a man, chief, you never give up. Ain't you wine from an old paper cup? Raising the glass to the boy loving you. Know that one day soon will be you.
Reliable, unpredictable, informative, local. Experimentation is the mother of invention. Expect the unexpected. Streffy on the radio.